Good evening. Good evening. Yes, this is definitely going to be a hard one tonight. Good topic, though. That's for sure. Hope everybody's having a good night. I know I'm having a good evening. Been relaxing all day, just kind of kicking back, chilling, which has been really, really nice. Wanted to jump on tonight, say hello, see what's going on with you guys. Everybody's having a good day. You guys seen the topics? Pretty much OCD in recovery. Nonetheless before, but how about now? Those obsessive compulsive behaviors that I know a lot of us struggle with. I definitely struggle with them. My sponsor was laughing at me, sent me a message just not too long ago, finding more and more about me as I tell him myself, sharing open and honestly. But yeah, those obsessive compulsive behaviors, easy for me to say, can be a bitch at times. I'm going to start off though with the JFT and share on that, and then we'll get down to the down and dirty topics of the OCD stuff. So let me bring up the first reading here. It's the keep coming back. That's the JFT from NA side. I'm going to bring it up on my screen on my computer so I can read it. Just keep coming back. We are grateful that we were made so welcome at meetings that we felt comfortable. I shared on this earlier today in a meeting. I don't know about you guys, but like when I first came into the 12 step program that I personally work, I was scared. I was uneasy. I was there for all the wrong reasons. I sat in relapse row. I didn't want to be there. I was there to get paper signed. I was there to appease someone so I could sleep at their house. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Um, but I was felt somewhat welcomed when I came in, even though I was, just definitely not in a right headspace. Um, the welcoming hugs and the keep coming backs, they were all there. Says, remember how scared we were when we walked into our first meeting, NA meeting, AA meeting, OA meeting, whatever meeting you went to for the first time. Even if we walked in with a friend, most of us recall how difficult it was to attend our first meeting. If I remember correctly, I was high at my first meeting. Um, and if I wasn't high in the meeting, I was high shortly thereafter. Says, what was it that kept us, what was it that kept you coming back? Most of us have grateful memories of the welcomes we were given and how comfortable that made us feel. And honestly, it did, even though I was super uncomfortable inside. Because when we raised our hands as a newcomer, we opened the door for other members to approach us and welcoming us. That was a struggle for me because it took me a long time to raise my hand. I chose to sit in relapse row for a really, really long time. And to even share, I was scared to death. I did not want to share. These people couldn't possibly understand the shit I'm struggling with and going through. Um, when deep down they did, they really did. And I'm thankful that I kept coming back. So sometimes the difference between those addicts who walk back out the door in their first meeting, never to return, to whatever 12 step program you work. The addicts who stay to seek recovery is the simple hug of an NA member. And it's so true. That's why it's so important to be welcoming and loving and caring and practicing step 12. Even if you may not be at step 12, I'm not. Uh, it's, it's pertinent to practice it in all our affairs along with those principles. Because when we've been clean a while, it's so easy to step back from the procession of newcomers. After all, we've seen so many people come and go. That's the truth. Too many people come and go permanently, which is sucks. It really sucks, guys. But members with some clean time can make the difference between the addict who doesn't return and the addict who keeps coming back. And that is so true. That's why I share all the time. about staying vigilant and sharing your story. No matter what your story is, it matters. It's yours. It's your personal lived experience, and it's important. By offering our phone numbers, a hug, or just a warm welcome, we extend the hand of whatever 12 step program you work, NA, AA, OA, CA, I could go on, to the addicts, the alcoholics, anyone that's suffering, um, nice welcoming. Says the JFT, I will remember to welcome, I will remember the welcome I was given when I first came into NA. Today, I will express my gratitude by offering a hug to a newcomer. It's so important, so, so, so important to be warming and welcoming people and to tell them to keep coming back. It's a really, really, really good reading. There's a lot of good information in there. I'm going to jump over to some comments here before I get into the other reading. I got a new chat box working today, along with the one that you guys already see, which is really, really cool. Um, See who all is in here. Tanya, I see you in here. Lacey, Joy, Addie's in here. Like we got Lacey in here. We got a bunch of people in here. I appreciate you guys all tuning in, coming in. Lacey says she's on step one. I'm going to send that in there. Congratulations. Tanya, I'm going to bring this up here real quick. A good one. Says, started going to my meetings when I was a teenager because of probation, but I never actually clicked until I was in my 30s. Yeah. Yeah, it took me over 20 years. I mean, it literally took me over 20 years because I was going for all the wrong reasons. I went for a PO. I went to get my paper signed from a sober living facility. Just all the reasons why I was going. I was there to get phone numbers from girls, or to try to find a place to crash at for the night to keep me off the street. It says better late than never, though. By the grace of God, He lifted veil and veiled for my eyes. Yeah, yeah. We were blinded. We were blinded. We weren't ready to surrender. We weren't ready to turn our will and our life over to something greater than us, and to get out of our own way. It's just amazing um, how I know my higher power is working in my life today. Amazing. Lacey says, finally got out of relapse mode. Amen. Please keep coming back. Stay out of that relapse mode. That's a choice. We don't have to be in that mode at all. Even though she's sitting next to me, I'm going to publish it because it's a good one. I've been in Al Anon for 5 years, a sponsor of several ladies, several working their steps. It's weird. Obviously, you guys know her and I are boyfriend and girlfriend, and our relationship is really strong. Her being from the Al Anon side and me being from the NA side. She calls me out on my bullshit because there's nothing that I can do or say that she hasn't already experienced. And we just click. It's like a really, really cool relationship that we have. And I'm blessed. It's just another blessing in recovery to actually find a healthy, non toxic, non codependent relationship to be in. Freaking amazing. I'm going to bring up this other one. This is going to be a full screener, and I'm going to read from the article that I brought up. Um, this is the OCD article. Let me bring it up on my screen so I can see it. That's keep coming back one, which you guys are looking at the wrong one, obviously. I'm still getting used to this program, so bear with me. There we go. Compulsive behaviors in recovery. How many of you have compulsive behaviors still today that you struggle with? I know I have a ton of them. This is a cool article. I'm going to read it kind of like I did last night. It says, how do compulsive behaviors take hold? The sensation of substance use can be a difficult battle for two reasons. It says addiction takes up time. No shit. It takes up a lot of time. Consume me daily. It says those who thought that it throw or those who caught in the throes find themselves fully occupied by the process of obtaining, using, and recovering from their drug of choice, whatever your DOC is. This leaves little time for hobbies, physical activities, or even one's career, or just anything in general. It's that obsession and compulsion of getting the next one daily, day in and day out. Says addiction changes the brain, definitely changes your thought patterns and the chemical balance in our brain. And I'm no doctor, and I've tried to learn about some of that, and a lot of it's just way over my head. But I know it affects it, and it takes a long time to heal from it. Another concern can be best summed up as the brain chemistry. Ongoing substance use can change the levels of certain neurotransmitters in the brain reward center. Says this means that in early recovery, individuals may be unconsciously drawn to the activities, those behaviors, especially for me, criminal behaviors that create those familiar dopamine bursts because I honestly love the chaos. I love the chaos more than my drug of choice. So when I was drawn and I participated in those activities, that getting and using in that daily chase, that was part of me getting my dopamine. That was my dopamine burst that I got. That was part of my high daily. Today it says exercise, for example, releases a feel good endorphin. It creates a natural high. Some people over exercise for that reason. Some people may be so excited about this feeling that they neglect to self regulate, meaning exercising too much. This is a pathway to compulsive behaviors in recovery. And these are just examples. So if you guys are exercisers, I'm not poking fun of you because obviously I'm sure it's not an exerciser. I exercise on eating Twinkies all the time and junk food and fried stuff. That's my exercise. So just don't take offense because I'm not poking at people that exercise by any means. Examples compulsive behaviors in recovery. Working. Are you a workaholic? Shopping. Are you a shopaholic? I said that last night. Do you like to get on Amazon? Sexual activity or just sex in general, porn, whatever. That's something that I know just from going to meetings and different meetings that's a struggle for some. Exercise, tech use. I'm guilty right here. Video games, the phone, especially, this damn live stream that I absolutely love, in learning about and trying new things out to hopefully, improve. Like I have OCD too. I move things around on my desk. I can tell you when I walk into our apartment if the cat has knocked something over, if something's out of place or something on the floor that shouldn't be on the floor. I'm one of those people. When I get into the car, everything's got to be in its right place before I put the car in drive and pull away. Um, yeah, that's just, I have a lot of OCD in me. I really do. And here's a big one right here gambling. Who struggles with gambling now that you're clean and in recovery? Who likes to go to the boat? Or, well, you may not have boats in your area, but we've got boats in our area. And then we have regular casinos. Um, who likes to gamble? Who likes to get those endorphins going gambling? I personally don't. I enjoy my money too much. Not that I haven't done it before. Um, it's just not for me. So personally, for me, it's not a big one. Says we can complicate, we can be complicated for loved ones to address. While devoting yourself to work or exercise may seem like a good thing, especially after so much struggle and being in active addiction and not taking care of ourselves, says the lack of moderation can indicate a real psychological problem. So this is where the line between compulsive and normal, that's where that line comes in. Are you overdoing basically is what it's saying. Are you overdoing what you're doing today? Are you doing too much of it? Are you not moderating it and finding a healthy balance? Um, and I struggle with it because I have control problems. It's something that this is why I'm talking about it because I struggle with it myself. In recovery, there are a few general guidelines about life after treatment. Says First, those who have complicated or completed a program and are encouraged to avoid other addictive substances. This means that a person who receives treatment for an alcohol use disorder should steer clear of prescription opioids. This is a bad mixture. Marijuana, cocaine. I mean, all of us should stay away from that. However, there is more that people should be mindful of. Next, individuals should be avoid behaviors that promote the same type of secrecy or rush. Feeling like we talked about this last night when things feel rushed, as their addiction did. Um, you know, doing things on a whim, just doing them without thinking about repercussions. If they find themselves shopping to cope with a bad performance review or you're just bored, I found myself doing that earlier today, guys. We need a bigger microwave. And I was like, well, we've got credit at a place. I can go on here and spend a couple $100 and get a nice microwave. And then Addie grounded me and was like, screw that. Let's get on marketplace and buy one for under $50. You know what I mean? Those are the type of behaviors and thought patterns that I struggle with, that, should be bounced off of other people to maybe come up with better ideas or better ways of accomplishing our goals without spending, $50 sounds way better than $200. I think you guys get where I'm going with it. And it does to me too. But if it wasn't for that experience, strength, and hope from someone else, I may have gone out and just spent too much money when I really didn't need to. Um, it says they find themselves shopping to cope, bad performance reviews, struggling to manage their money, or hiding purchases from their spouse. I've experienced that when I was married. For example, their buying may have become a problem. I was in a super toxic codependent relationship in my first marriage, and that was a big problem. That's for another day, but I relate to that big time. Uh, After I had gotten divorced, I found a bunch of receipts in our house hidden from me behind a picture, stuffed in a picture frame, from places where credit had gotten taken out in my name. Not authorized, but we were married and there wasn't shit I could do about it. Divorce sucks, people. Really sucks. Anyway, I scrolled out a little bit. Sorry. Next, individuals should avoid behaviors. Yeah, I just read that. Finally, they ought to feel comfortable working with a continuing care counselor, seeking professional help. If they are tempted to downplay their exercise regime due to a fear of negative feedback, I struggle with food. I struggle with weight. It's hard for me to go to a gym. It's hard for me to exercise, because I still struggle with self esteem, low self esteem. So, for me to go into a gym and be in there with a bunch of guys or women that are built and good looking and are fit, and I come in there with, my flappy arms and my gut hanging out, I'm not comfortable. I'm just being real. That's not me. I'm not going in there in a pair of speedos and a tank top on, showing off my guns because I don't have any guns. You know what I mean? Like I just not comfortable with it. Like I really relate to this. That fear of negative feedback for me is really personal. It's a sure sign of that compulsive behavior is at play. Because recovery is all about balance. To share that, it's definitely about finding that happy balance in order to successfully avoid a spiral into compulsive behaviors. Says those who are newly clean and sober are encouraged to seek outside support, um, professional support, and there's no shame in that game whatsoever. Open conversations with one sponsor, physician, psychologist, and treatment team can prevent healthy behaviors from escalating. Yeah, if I get my mouse to work, from escalating, to those behaviors. Um, it's a really, really good reading, and I relate to it. I obviously relate to it a lot, with everything that I've shared back. I'm going to get back over to the main screen where I can see some of these comments and change this over. All want to go back through here and throw up some of your guys' comments and see what you guys have been chatting about. Tanya talking about the casino. Tanya says like, I cannot go to the casino without selling drugs and doing drugs, and that's just a different experience. But that's why it's so important to share that experience, strength, and hope. Because I mean, that's an easy place to find dope. It's an easy place, obviously, to drink. I mean, it's just easy. It's easy for men and women to do all kinds of dirt, to rob people, prostitution, drinking, drugging. I mean, there's all kinds of crap that goes on in casinos that are negative for anyone's recovery. Joy, I'm very organized in my apartment because it has to be clean first before I walk. Yeah, that's me. How many times do I complain about the kitchen or things being disorganized here in the apartment? We live in, yeah, daily 450 square foot apartment. It's hard for us to move around in here without us bumping into one another. So when things get out of place, they're already tight, and you've got two cats running around in here. Um, Holy shit, does my OCD kick in? I mean, it is absolutely horrible. Bring this one up here. It's not showing the full one. It says, Tanya said, I told my husband this, and we had to go our separate ways in times because we had truly known ourselves before true intimacy. And obviously there was a conversation going on about that. Oh, why we can't make anyone's happy. Yeah. Are there any other ones that I missed that I should bring up that I can't see? I'm trying to bring them all up, guys. I'm going through them, and you guys are quick draw Sallies on the chat tonight, which is awesome. I absolutely love it. Joy said food for me. Absolutely food for me also. You already know I struggle. 510 pounds isn't easy to come back from. And, I still struggle with the day. And with COVID the way it is, um, it's made things a little tougher, like that isolation has been a little bit tougher. Um, it's not easy. There we go. Anya finally was approved by my PO to get to the gym membership. I'm excited to start next week. Get me out of the house. Yeah, they're crazy. Freaking, I totally understand that. Addie says cats are amazeballs. You guys have probably seen my cats. Yeah, there's cats all over the place in here, and they bomb us. Wow. I almost I almost said something really bad when I read Joy's reply right after that. I mean, you guys are all going to laugh, and I'm going to bring it up anyway. But I mean, I'm a guy, so when I see that word, um, my mind scrolls out, and I go a completely different direction with it, and that's totally not what she meant. Not what I'm implying. But I still had to bring it up because you know how to get to a guy's eyeballs really quick. Show him some boobs or talk about anal, and they're like, "Oh, what?"
Oh, you are squirreling bad tonight.
Yeah, I know. Scott, welcome, brother. Scott said it's an awesome day one. Congratulations. Gonna bring that up, brother. I need to get back on topic. Hey, we're allowed to have fun in recovery, guys. You guys are seeing and hearing the real Joe. That's why it's live and uncut. I am who I am. You either like me or you hate me. If you don't like me, call your sponsor. Um, my sponsor said, who the hell am I supposed to call? I was like, gee, thanks, buddy. But Scott, congratulations. It's freaking awesome. One day at a time, brother. Shopping addictions. Joy said, get my head out of the gutter. All right, guys. I'm not going to keep you guys in here any longer. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really do. I love you guys. I love each and every one of you. If you guys seen the little pop up on the chat when it first started, if you guys are interested, I might be able to get it to pop up for you guys again. The card says closed, but I can pop it up again. It may pop up on you guys if you're interested. and you want to share some experience, strength, and hope live and come on with me sometime, I'd love to have you guys. I really, really would. Everyone and anyone is welcome. Shoot us an email or message me on Messenger. Let us know, man. I'd love to set something up. It would be a lot of fun. I really think it would. The more we can get our stories out there, and that lived experience, strength, and hope, it would be awesome. It would be really awesome. And I'd be honored to have any of you guys on. I appreciate you guys taking the time out tonight, listening to me scroll out a couple times again. Sorry about talking about boobs and anal. I'll say it again one more time. Um, that's just me, guys. Hopefully you guys laughed. If you didn't, I apologize. Sorry, but I'm not. I love each and every one of you guys. Have a good night. Stay vigilant. Please stay vigilant in your recovery. Share your stories. Stay positive, guys. I love you guys. We'll talk to you later.